Peace. What's happening, good people? This Gift here for Payusnomind. And today we're talking about codes, man. All these different codes. So many codes, man. Right? You got the ISRC code. You got the ISWC code. You got the IPI code. You got the UPC code. All of these codes. What do they stand for? What do they represent? What's the purpose of them? Why you even need them? Who gives them to you? All of this stuff, man. We're going to get into that today, right? We're going to talk about it. Okay, so without further ado, right, you have the ISWC code, right? Now, the ISWC code stands for International Standard Work Code, right? And what that basically is it's effectively a social security number for your song, right? Like the lyrics and the composition and those things, right? That is the social security number for the song, right? And then you have the ISRC code, the International Standard Recording Code. And what that is effectively a social security number for the recording, right? So you can have one song with one ISWC code, right? And then you can have multiple remixes for that song, right? And each remix will have its own ISRC code, right? Because it's another recording. So let's say you record a radio version for that song, right? It's the same song, but a different recording. So it will have a different ISRC code, right? But the same ISWC code, right? So International Standard Work Code, right? International Standard Work Code, that is social security number for your song. International Standard Recording Code, ISRC code, that is the social security number for the recording, right? Then you got the UPC code, right? The Universal Product Code, right? Now, the Universal Product Code, the UPC code, is basically for the package, right? That is for the album. That's the social security number for the album or the EP, right? And you can have, like, basically it's effectively a package of ISRC codes. So you put out an album, and the album got 10 songs on it. Each song has its own ISRC code. So the sales for each song is attributed to those unique ISRC codes. But all of those sales for each ISRC code are combined into sales attributed to a UPC code, a Universal Product Code, right? So that's why if you ever switch digital distributors and you can't bring along your UPC code, you're effectively splitting your sales in half. It looks like your sales are attributed to two different albums now, right? Because the sales that's attributed to the ISRC codes, if you can bring those with you, those will stay the same. But if you get a new UPC code, then it's effectively attributed to a new album, right? So that is something that you want to keep. The UPC code the same too for anybody that ever switches digital distributors, right? So keep that in mind. The UPC code is basically the package of a package for ISRC codes, right? For an individual project, you know. So you got the ISRC code, which is the social security number for the recording. You got the ISWC code, which is the social security number for the song. And you got the UPC code, which is the social security number for the project, right? The album or the EP, right? And then you have the IPI number, right? The Interested Parties Information Number, right? Now, the IPI number is a social security number for you as a songwriter or as a publisher, right? And that's what that is. Now, who issues these numbers, right? You have your digital distributor, right? Your digital distributor will usually issue your ISRC code and your UPC code, right? So for most of us, we'll get our ISRC code and our UPC code from our digital distributor. And there's a company where you can go and get those directly, but I don't feel like that's necessary to do. You know, some people do it, but I don't feel like that makes a lot of sense, paying additional for your own ones, you know, when you are already paying for digital distribution, you know, and you can get them for free through your digital distributor, right? So, you know, usually your digital distributor will issue your UPC code and your ISRC code. Your performance rights organization, right? Your ASCAP, your BMI, your CSACs, those companies will issue your ISWC code and your IPI number. You'll get those numbers from them, right? Now, the point of these numbers, right, is for ISRC code tracks sales for your single, right? The UPC code tracks sales for the album, right? The ISWC code tracks royalties that's owed to each individual songwriter with claims to that song, right? And that's the purpose that those things serve, right? Now, when you come out with a release for good bookkeeping, you really want to make a zip file, right, with a doc with all of those numbers in it, right? That way, whenever you got to go, because if you go fill out something with Sound Exchange, they're probably going to ask for like your IPI number and your ISWC number and your ISRC code. So they're going to want those numbers. So it's good to keep track of them, have them in a doc somewhere where you can easily find them, right? So that's what you need to do. Now, if you don't know how to find those numbers, I can show you how to find your ISWC code. Your ISRC code should be easily discoverable. You go to your digital distributor, go to your release, right? Click on your release, and it should show all of the information for that release, like the song title, the UPC code, the ISRC code, and you can grab that easily. Now, the ISWC code you may not know how to find, so I'm going to show you that right now, right? Now, if you're an ASCAP user, I can show you how to use that because I'm an ASCAP user. I don't use BMI. So if you use BMI or CSAC or any of these other companies, you on your own, right? But yeah, you would click works, right? And then from your works, right, you would go into performers and other info, right? And you see the ISRC code, and right here you see the ISWC code, right? So you would snatch that and hopefully put it in a doc or something like that that makes it easier to find. Or if you don't have it in a doc, you can just come to ASCAP and get it, right? When you got to register a song with Sound Exchange or anybody needs it for whatever reason, right? Yeah, man. So that is the point of all of these numbers, right? It's not something like some people register their own, like I said again, their own UPCs and their own ISRCs. I don't really think that makes too much sense, but there's a point to these numbers, man. You know, and they're important, and you want to keep track of them, you know, in case anybody needs them, because they are the things that determine whether you get paid or not for the usage of your work, right? For the recording of your work and people using it in streaming platforms and stuff, and you getting paid as a owner of the sound recording, and you getting paid as a songwriter. So if you want to get all of the money that you owe, you're going to need to know what those numbers are and keep track of them and be able to attach those numbers when you upload a YouTube video or whatever have you, right? Now you guys can feel free to comment below if you have any questions or concerns or anything you want to say about it, right? Share this video with anybody you feel like would find the information valuable, right? You guys, as always, can hit me up at real_Payusnomind on Instagram, at Payusnomind on Twitter, Payusnomind@gmail.com, right? This is Gift signing off. Pay us no mind, people. One.